Now we'll understand how to conduct a descriptive research step by step. So using these following steps to conduct a research, you will be getting the entire report ready with these 6 steps. The first step is outline the research objective. This is to identify and outline the objectives of your research and then translate these objectives into criteria of investigation. So, in the previous slide, we studied the example before this so that now you can keep any of the example in your mind and apply these steps so that you will get to know how you can probably apply these steps while doing your research. So, first step to find your research and then translate these objectives into criteria of investigation. So XYZ company you can take, or a food company you can take, or a cloth company, or a school that we discussed. So they further went into the investigation. You must clearly identify the different issues and question in the context of which the knowledge of the situation must be surveyed. So in the school case, we identified, we investigated, and then they came to know these are the issues, and we have to more focus about the technology used by teachers and how it is impacting the children. So this knowledge of the situation must be surveyed. So this must be framed in the form of objectives. Once you have clearly stated your criteria and objectives, you must also specify the nature of the data that must be gathered. After that, determine the tools and techniques to be used for data collection. In this step, you must determine the tools you will employ for data collection process. Some examples of different tools that can be used are interviews, questionnaires, observation schedule, reaction scales, and etc. In this stage, you will have to identify which tools and techniques are relevant and valid to your study. So either you can draft a questionnaire that could be open-ended or close-ended, as we discussed. It could be offline or online. That's completely dependent upon the researcher and the convenience. Leverage robust survey software also that will offer you multiple channels, thus enabling you to utilize various channels to gather insights. Define the target population and sample group. So this is the uh, fourth step. In the fourth step, you will have to outline your target population. The target population is the group of individual that you are examining in your research study. Additionally, unless you are conducting a census study and collecting the data from the entire population, you must select a sample group. You can also use an audience panel to accelerate your research. A survey panel gives you access to diverse respondents, so you can create your ideal panel. Select the method of data collection. So in the data collection stage, you must have a clear plan of how your data will be collected. This involves clearly outlining the type of data you require, the tools that will be used to gather it, the level of training required by researchers to collect the data, the time required for data collection and fieldwork, as so on. As you collect data, keep your research question and objectives in mind and aim to gather authentic and objective data without personal bias. Next is analyze the data collected. Analysis is really important. Once you collect the data, you reach the sixth stage of descriptive research, data analysis. In this stage, you will have to evaluate all the data collected from all the different sources, quantify and qualify them, and then categorize them as a component wise. So, if you are working with quantitative and qualitative data, you must employ a range of different quantitative and qualitative analysis techniques to analyze the data collected. Lastly, is the right report. The final step of survey research involves writing the report. A survey research involves working with extensive data, so it is important to keep the focus of the investigation in mind. The report must be precise and objective oriented.